I'm totally with Sarah. I give it a 2.5. I think the movie was too much of a slow burn for me. There was it kind of like zigzagged all over the place. And I mean, there was enough to keep me kind of curious as to what was going to happen. But when you get to the very end, it's like it was a letdown for me. And I would never watch it again. And I just think that, this girl's kind of a mediocre actress when it comes to, acting. So I burn it down, baby. Burn it down.
Burn it down. Ding. All right. So I guess I'll go. I'll give you guys my thoughts. I'm not to sound like I'm copying anyone, but we're all very much on the same page, it seems. I'm a 2.5 also, like right in the middle. It's an average, okay movie. It's kind of like, it really felt like I was watching, I think, Harry, you might have mentioned this, or Polar. I think one of y'all said this a minute ago. If I felt more like I was watching a made-for-TV, like almost like a network, something on CBS.
It did kind of give that vibe.
Yes, it was very much like
a Lifetime movie or something.
Or a Lifetime movie. Yeah. There's a good way to do it. Like a Lifetime haunting movie versus like a real, what I consider elevated movie. Not in terms of like A24. I'm talking about like when you see like Melissa Barrera, someone who's at this point is a major actor in movies. This almost feels like the TV made for TV movie actors.
Hallmark Channel.
Hallmark Channel again. I'm not trying to be like throwing shade on those actors, or not, but you guys know what I mean. I think
is she becoming a Tori Spelling?
Yeah, basically, kind of along those lines. And so I'm 2.5. Again, it wasn't terrible, but yeah, it's 2.5. I won't watch it again. I have no desire to watch this movie ever again. As far as recommending it, I would say sure. If you like haunted movies that aren't going to really give you nightmares, this is a good, safe, almost like a haunted movie with training wheels. You want to see if you want to tip your toes in the water.
I wasn't convinced of the ghosts though.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just weren't giving. I mean, you can get practical effects with some ghost vibes, and I just wasn't getting ghost vibes.
Well, basically, she showed up in the last 2 minutes of the movie.
Right.
Yeah, but the kids though. The kids were considered as ghosts.
The kid was there the whole movie, pretty much.
Yeah. The scene where the kid crawled up the wall, I thought was really cheesy. It didn't look good.
Our average rating across all of us, our average rating works out to be a 2.6.
There you go. I think that's right. I mean, I think that, and again, if someone really like loves this is your jam, then God bless you. I think that's wonderful. I'm glad.
That's fine.
And that's
great.
Fine. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like that's 2.6 average is right on the money. And I have to say, Melissa had me for 30 seconds in this movie that I was like, oh my gosh, there's something there. But unfortunately, the other hour and 29 minutes, I just didn't feel any growth. I didn't connect with her. And there were so many scenes where I felt like she was talking to Tara in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
When she's talking about, I found out who my real dad is. I'm like, there were so many of those kind of moments for me. And then she looked the same, sounded the same. And so I think Carrie, I think you said earlier, maybe she's just not, this is not the area where she shines in. Maybe this is not her genre.
Yeah, I don't think horror is for her. I hate to say that, but I think she might be better in the realm of like rom-com or comedies or even drama. Drama might, well, she might not even be well in drama either.
I was gonna say.
Probably not. No,
drama. You have to pull that same range in drama,
right?
Exactly. So I kind of want to see. I would like to see her in a rom-com.
I would.
Yeah.
She almost seemed too calm in certain scenarios. I mean, I know I'm a spaz, but I felt like she was calm just constantly. And she can't blame medication on this movie because she wasn't taking them. So.
Right.
Touché.
The nurse was giving her medication.
She was flushing him down the toilet.
Question them. And that's an interesting point, because what is our biggest thing about, and I know these are two different movies, two different characters, so I get all that. For anyone says, not the same one, I know, but I'm just saying it now, but it's an observation at least. So our biggest gripe collectively for most of us was that, or not gripe, but our theory was that maybe she's this way in 5 because she's medicated, that's part of the method to her performance.
Not anymore.
We can't even say that, because now I know it's not the same movie, but we're seeing her in a scenario where she's supposed to be medicated. She's not, and she really is that same person. And again, there's look, we watched this Asylum movie last night called Battle for Pandora. I would say don't watch this unless you want to
watch it. It is fantastic.
And
Wow.
it is like a 20-minute story stretched out to an hour and a half, and you're just like, what are we doing? They're just like doing the same thing. Oh, anyway, I won't. Another stream. But the reason I bring that up is it has one of the old actors and I guess he doesn't get any of the type of work, Tom Sizemore. You guys remember Tom Sizemore, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now there was a day where Tom Sizemore was pretty good. I thought, he was never like a super A-lister, but he played some good roles.
In war movies, he was pretty good though.
He was. He had a niche.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm getting at. Like, you always knew when you saw Tom Sizemore, it doesn't matter the story, his character name, he was him. That was him. Like, that's the guy you hire to be that guy. It's always the same. I think Melissa's that type of actor. Like, this is what you get from Melissa Barrera. I mean, just a theory. I haven't seen more. Granted, I've only seen 2 movies.
I feel the same way about
Go ahead,
Keanu
Mike.
Reeves.
You're on mute.
I feel the same way about Keanu Reeves. I mean, for me, it seems like every single time he plays something, he's got the same thing. I mean, I love the guy. I think, they pigeonhole him in the movies that he works with, but it's always the same person for Keanu Reeves. So,
yeah. And I love Keanu Reeves. Yeah, he's great. I mean, but you always know there's a ceiling on what you're going to get generally from him.
Right.
Yeah.
And I love it though. I'm like, let's go. I watched almost all of his movies, but I think that the problem is I'll speak for just myself. From Melissa and Scream specifically, I'm wanting that ceiling to be higher. Like she's supposed to be Sydney, the new final girl, and she's never going to be Sydney, obviously, but
No.
but to be,
She can't even hold a candle to
oh
her.
no, and I don't
No.
expect that. I don't think, like, I don't expect her to be Neve Campbell. I want her to be a final girl that I can really say that she's awesome, like I do for Aaron and You're Next.
Yes.
And Sydney Prescott and Courtney and help me out, Halloween.
Jamie Lee Curtis?
Yeah.
And
And I was thinking more of Jamie Lee, but
Jamie.
But you know what I'm saying? Like those and Rick Lee. I mean, these characters where it's like you can carry it. I can say that about Jenna Ortega though.
Yeah.
Oh.
Can
that
you imagine
girl.
if it was, I know Jenna's young, but if she played this role, how different this movie would have been? We might have rated it higher
Yeah.
Yeah.
because we would have
Yeah.
felt that vulnerability.
Oh yeah.
And I just didn't feel it with Melissa.
Yeah, I agree with you, Polar.
Like when Jenna is scared, she's scared. You
Yeah.
just know it so
Yes.
well.
Same with Neve. That's one of my favorite things about Neve in all her movies is that she does this thing where she kind of like sighs. It's not sighs. She's like, she does this breathing thing where she's like, whenever something, I don't know, startles her. And it's so effective. I love it.
Yeah, I agree.